right, picking up where we left off, I'm going to go ahead and start the whole point of this. Quadratic equation, quadratic formula. This is what you're going to be expected to do. You don't have to memorize this, which is great because I had to memorize it in the form of that dumb song, but it worked. There's one thing I need you to remember, and it's the standard form of a quadratic, which looks like this. If you have these two pieces of the puzzle, you should be able to solve these problems. So the first thing to remember when doing these is that these equations, starting at number 4, it must be equal to 0. If it's equal to 0, you're ready to rock and roll. If it's not equal to 0, you're not good to go. So now, follow the letters. A, there's my A up there next to the x squared. So what's next to the x squared? 4. B is next to the x, which in this case would be -7. C is the dangling number by itself, which in this case is 3. Now, the rest of these are mathematical operators, meaning this is telling you to take the b and square it. Remember, y'all, when you're doing Desmos, since y'all's negative skills aren't that great, make sure you use the parentheses when you're doing squares like this. Otherwise, it's going to give you the wrong answer. So we have 49 for that. Now I'm going to do 4 times a, which is 4. The 4 is just given, right? So it's 4 times 4, which is a, and then c is 3. And that equals, what is that? 4 times 4 is 16, times 3 is 48. Perfect. Now we're going to do 2a, which in this case would be 2 times 4, which is 8. So now we go to our quadratic equation and we put it all together. X equals that negative. Anytime you see a negative in the equation, I want you to write it down. On the first go, I want to see it, no matter what. But Mr. B is already negative. I know. That's exactly why I want to see it, so y'all don't mess this up. That negative is written down every time. Now I write down my b, which is a -7. Then I'm going to do plus minus the square root of b squared, which in this case is 49, minus, what is 4ac? That is 48, all over 2a, which is 8. This right here, this step, everybody should get a 100 on. And this is about 70% of the credit. If you can show me this, you're passing. The rest of it, I want you to get right because it's just good math skills, but this is the main bulk of it. So if you're panicking about evaluating it, don't worry, you can still pass, but give it your best shot. So now this was step A. I'm going to go to step B right now, and I'm going to clean everything up. So that double negatives, any double negatives, we're going to replace with the positives. So that's 7 plus minus the square root of 49 minus 48 is 1, all over 8. Now I'm going to remove the square root if I can. X equals 7 plus minus, what's the square root of 1? It is in fact 1 over 8. Now I'm going to split this. Since there is no weird numbers, there's no i's, there's no leftover radicals, we can actually split this apart into separate answers. When there's radicals and things and you can't really split it apart. It just stays there. So on step D, I'm going to split this into 2 answers. X equals 7 plus 1, that's that plus right there, over 8. And then x equals 7 minus 1, that minus right there, over 8. So now I'm going to simplify that. So what do you get? You get equals 8 over 8 for that first one, 8 over 8, which simplifies down to 1. So the reduced solution here is x equals 1. 7 minus 1 is 6, and then over 8. And then you find the GCF of both numbers, which in this case is 2, and you divide it out, and you get 3/4. That's that. I think that's pretty straightforward. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and do the other problem in another video.